I'm now going to show you the two exploit solutions that my friends came up with while they were playing. Now, both of these solutions are technically valid, but they don't require the player to put a lot of skill into their action. They primarily rely on the player being able to perform specific actions and time them correctly or aim them correctly, so to speak. They don't really require the player to actually put in the amount of thought that I wanted them to. So that's why I consider these exploits and not actual solutions. So both solutions require that the player has the cube, so I'm going to grab the cube. Now, the first solution that my friend used was he put a portal here which allowed the player to get into the tractor beam and then ride it and simply walk on. And that was a pretty good exploit, I had to admit. My friend did a good job of finding that. The second solution was a very similar thing and came up after I made the first change. So I'm going to go back into the editor and make the first change I mentioned, which is eliminating this line of white walls on both sides, and then I'll show you what the other exploit was. So as you can see in this version of the level, I've accounted for the first exploit by removing this line of white walls, but my other friend who played the level was able to come up with a similar exploit by placing his second portal into this corner, riding the tractor beam through, and then falling onto this platform. And I really didn't like this exploit either. I felt it went against my intended solution for the puzzle in a very similar way, and it didn't require as much thought as I wanted the player to put in. So, to eliminate this solution, I made another change, which was to move all of these white walls and everything past this point back one space so that it's physically too far for the player to make that jump. I didn't want to change the size of this white portable wall too much because I felt it would make the area the player has to perform their actions too limited, but I also didn't want them to be able to use this exploit. So I thought that pushing everything back would be a good middle ground. And you can see in the images in the article what that actually looked like.